A look through history of the United States presidents will reveal a very eerie finding. From William Henry Harrison through John F. Kennedy, every president who was inaugurated in a year ending in a zero has died in office. From 1840 to 1860, 7 presidents have died, all of which were elected in a year ending in a zero. Is this a coincidence? Maybe. However, there may be more. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, present-day Lafayette, Indiana was a stronghold for Native American tribes. Although the Indians held this territory, their way of life was being threatened by the westward expansion of white settlers. To combat this threat, the Shawnee, Kickapoo, and Potawatomi tribes joined forces under the leadership of 2 brothers, Tecumseh and Tenskwatawa. Noticing the native forces were strengthening, Governor of Indiana, William Henry Harrison, created a militia to combat the Indians. On November 7, 1811, the 2 sides met at the Battle of Tippecanoe. In the end, Governor Harrison's forces achieved victory over Tecumseh. Among the casualties was the Native American leader Techumseh. Legend claims that with his dying breath, Techumseh placed a curse on Harrison. As a result of the Battle of Tippecanoe, Harrison became a war hero and would later be elected president in 1840. However, his presidency would be short-lived, as he would die 31 days into his administration. Ever since his death, every president that has been elected in a year ending in a zero has died in office, that is until 1980. Still unsure about Tecumseh's curse? Well, let's take a look at the 7 presidents that it affected. Elected in 1860, Abraham Lincoln becomes the 16th president. After leading the nation through a bloody civil war, Lincoln is assassinated by a Confederate sympathizer by the name of John Wilkes Booth in 1865. James Garfield's administration, which started in 1880, was cut short by revenge. Garfield was shot in 1881 and would later die as a result of complications from his wounds. The victor of the 1900 election was William McKinley. He was a man that enjoyed being among the people. While in New York, a Polish anarchist fired 2 shots into the president. The president would later die of gangrene. While conducting a cross-country speaking tour, Warren Harding suffered an apparent heart attack and died. Harding was elected in 1920. After 4 presidential terms, Franklin D. Roosevelt suffered a massive cerebral hemorrhage while on vacation. Roosevelt sought re-election in 1940. Finally, the 35th president, who was elected in 1960, whose name was John F. Kennedy, was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald in Dallas, Texas. Is Tecumseh's curse real, or is it just a coincidence? While science can't prove one way or the other, it's only something that you yourself can determine.